Ah, hello? Chat, are you there? Oh my god, I'm so ungodly late. I'm so sorry if there are actually people who are looking forward to this. Not that I think that there were, but if you are someone who is looking forward to this, I'm very sorry. Um, I'll leave the archive up, off membership for a while, so that people, if there were people who are interested in this, they can check it out. But yeah, I thought I set this for tomorrow, so I was not prepared for this to be here today. No, I'm unalive. What's up, Mokakoda? Tommy, what's up? Chat, if you can't tell, I'm very tired and not happy. I'm in a bad spot today. Yo, what's up, Haru? So chat, just being real for a second here, okay? I had a really rough day. A really rough day today. Work sucked. I had to do some really unhappy things. So not in a great mood today. I'm also like a couple drinks in, and I'm gonna be fully honest, chat. I'm gonna be drinking while we do this. It's not a great day today, so hopefully I don't want to be too like down in the dumps, but let's try and read something fun, okay? Just so chat. I'm hoping that you all have better like knowledge about the Genshin fanfiction space than I do if you're here, or maybe you're just like a big Sauron fan, in which case, what's up? Thank you for being here. I guess I can get rid of this sorry I'm late thing. So let's try and have fun. If you have fanfiction that you'd like to suggest, I'm all ears. Feel free to like drop them in chat or whatever. But otherwise, we can just kind of like scroll through the website and see like what pops up and what's interesting, I guess. This is very free form. We're just gonna do whatever works. Let me pop some alcohol. I'm also, let me take this chance to like actually eat some food, chat. I was out, right? I went out with some coworkers, which is why I was late. I was just like, damn, I thought this was tomorrow. Like I saw my calendar, I was like, oh fuck. Oh shit. So I apologize. I did not mean to stand you all up. I also apologize that there have been like no videos on the channel for like 2 months. I've just like not had the time or space in my brain to do it, but things are coming. Things are in the works. There's just like all things that take forever. I don't have any like really quick, easy videos. I guess I can do like that Genshin event. That's about it. There'll be something on the channel eventually. Have patience. Be patient with me, chat. I haven't been doing anything lately. I've just been trying to survive, really. I think work has been kicking my butt and just general life things. I'm drinking a hard cider because I've drank 2 beers already, and I'm just kind of, I need something sweet. Oh my god, that is so sweet. Oh my god, that is so sweet. Holy moly. Okay. Genshin Impact. Any tags you want to exclude for this? I mean, if we can keep it family friendly, maybe we should do that. I don't know. Chat, are there minors in chat? What is my viewer base? I feel like my viewer base tends to be like college-aged kids. But I don't know if like the streamer base is the same as my viewer, like as my general audience, right? Like I feel like stream viewers tend to trend like to the extremes. You know what I mean? I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But yeah, I mean, we should probably keep it like closer to family friendly. Let's see. Is it by category? No. How do you do this? Ratings? I see. Oh, you can only choose one? Wait, what? I guess we can do teen and up. Oh, we can do exclude. Oh, okay. Wait, let's just exclude. Hold on. Clear filters, exclude, mature, explicit. Include, I don't know, fluff? Is fluff what we're looking for? Do I care that much? I don't think I care that much. Whatever, that's probably good enough. And then should we what should we sort by? Comments? I feel like high interaction rate. That might be an interesting one to go by. Hold on, chat. Let me eat. Chat, tell me about your lives. What's going on in your lives? How are we doing? Who's had a good day today? Buy update is wild. We can do buy update. Is buy update the default? Maybe that's what it is. This one looks like a Navia Clorind one. It's kind of pretty typical. Kaya, Ether. Klee managed to make Chi-Chi and Huta get along. Chi-Chi's been happy, blah blah blah. Al-Hytham. Gay Al-Hytham Kave, that's pretty typical. What is this? That one chat fic I want to write but don't know how to name it? What? What? Holy crap! Oh, actually, never mind. That's not that long. For 133 chapters, that's a pretty short word count. There's a shit ton of chapters, though. Holy moly. Man, people really like Al-Hytham Kave, huh? Red Flag, Kazuha, Scaramona. What is the appeal of Scaramona? It's just person who wants to kill kill people, and then Mona. They were in that event together, bro. You weren't here. Don't pretend you were here. I wasn't here. If you know that event, you're a fucking boomer. Wasn't that the first event in the game? None of these sound particularly interesting. But I also just don't like romance very much. So I think that's my problem. I think romance is very boring. It's just like too... You know, like romance is just like so... I don't know. You know what I mean? Straightforward? Is that what I'm trying to say? What is this? Okay. Fatui Harbinger Student Council, but make it full of bloodlust and wait, what? Wait, this one actually sounds interesting. What? Oh, this sounds terrible. What? I don't know what's going on, but all right. Maybe this is the vibe we're going for. All right, chat. Let me eat a little bit more food, and then we can read some fan fiction. Man. I'm so. I got home. I was just like, I set down my stuff. I was like, man, I just want to go crawl into bed. Not even sleep, right? I just want to like stare at a wall. I'm so done. Today sucked. Holy crap. What time is it? It's like 8:30 p.m. Oh. Oh. Ha ha ha. Okay. Should I turn off the music? How dramatically am I reading this? Should I turn on like reverb? It was a dark and stormy night. I don't even know if that was reverb. I don't even know what that sounded like, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay. Here, we can give this a shot. I feel like I should have some music on, but I don't know what I would turn on. It would help if I knew what like the vibe was gonna be, but I don't really know what the vibe is gonna be, you know? It sounds like it's gonna be lighthearted though, so how about we just turn on something like Alright. Chat, were you ready? All of my enemies started out as friends. Summary. Fatui Harbinger Student Council, but make it full of bloodlust and baddies. See the end of work for notes. Chapter 1. The cold winter air ravaged through campus as students hurried about. The University of Snezhnaya was just beginning to start midterms, yet there were a few students that lacked stress about their assessments. These people were the dean's personal favorites, the student council. Class had started 5 minutes ago and Tartaglia was still running on the icy sidewalks. He had woken up 10 minutes late that morning, disturbing his morning schedule. This was calm for him, however, since he could never get his alarm to work quite right. He slipped on a crack in the pavement and dropped his computer, cursing as he picked it back up. Bro, it was clumsy! Tartaglia pushed his fiery hair out of his eyes as he opened the door to the Sarisa's Artistic Battles build. What? Why is this all capitals? The Sarisa's Artistic Battles building, where the dean herself presided. You're late, Arlecchino said, sharpening her nails. I don't think people sharpen their nails. I don't think that's how that works. As she leaned on a quartz pillar near the entrance. Her white hair was down in her regular ponytail. I don't think... Wait, how is it down in a ponytail? Did you put it up in a ponytail? And she was wearing a suit. She would have most likely have been deemed overdressed anywhere else, but at the University of everything was white tie and strict. Let's get coffee. It's my turn to bring snacks, Tartaglia replied. How did he drop his computer, but not the snacks? Or the coffee? Arlecchino snatched a black coffee out of the container in his hands and picked up her bag. The two made their way through the lavish hallways in silence until they reached the elevator. Tartaglia pressed the button for the 5th floor, and they ascended. Why aren't you already up there? Tartaglia asked. I had to drop Linny and Lynette at their pre-kindergartens. Damn, they're literal babies! Oh, the babies! Where's Frem? So the dean said I might as well just wait for you downstairs, she answered as she sipped on her coffee. Linny, Lynette, and Freminette weren't really her blood relatives. Okay, well I guess Freminette is not in pre-kindergarten. But saying they were her niece and nephews saved her a lot of time explaining their family dynamics to fools around campus. The elevator dinged as they reached their final destination. I like how this author has insisted on putting an H in Arlecchino's name when there is not an H. I'm still not even sure you're supposed to pronounce it Arlecchino. I'm pretty sure that's just how you would pronounce it if it were Italian, but I don't think her name is actually Italian. Like, if you told me it was Arlecchino or something, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, alright, that makes sense. This is the problem with not playing in English, is that I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce a lot of these names. Arlecchino and Tartaglia had only stepped out into the hallway for a moment, yet there could be yelling heard farther down the building. While everyone in the student council were excelling students on their own, mixing them together with each other proved to be a trouble. Each member was appointed by the dean herself and had a duty to perform for the school. Arlecchino and Tartaglia were forced to work with each other since they were both spirit coordinators? Is that like... See, when I hear spirit coordinator, that sounds like some isekai class or something. Like, oh yeah, they summon elementals. They were both spirit coordinators in charge of commanding enjoyment from their fellow students. Bro, I think you just called that a TikToker. Whilst Tartaglia was only in his 2nd year of university, he had quickly risen to renown. Many of the others were in their final year of learning and thus would be replaced next year after they graduated. Arlecchino herself was only in her 3rd year, along with Rosalind of the religious coordinators. Damn, it's very spiritual, religious, like, there's a lot of soul in this university. Only the highest achieving high school students would be accepted into the University of Snezhnaya, and once they were, they had to adhere to very strict rules. The handbook was mostly about the dress code, yet there were a few guidelines on fraternizing during free times with parties. Most weren't allowed unless sanctioned by the dean, yet most students scoffed at this rule and threw their own. These rule breakers usually got away with their heinous actions due to the ignorance of the student council, who also wanted to attend said functions. Arlecchino and Tartaglia opened the door to the meeting room carefully and were bombarded with the noise of the quarreling council members. Why should the business department have more funding than robotics? It's preposterous! Sandrone yelled. Probably because the economy is of much greater importance compared to your silly little robots. Robots! Pantalone replied. I'm not familiar with all the Harbingers. I have no idea who these people are. Sandrone was about to retort with another witty remark when Rosalind firmly laid her hands on Sandrone's shoulders. The two surprisingly worked well together in their job as religious coordinators, most likely due to their mutual love of fashion in which Rosalind majored. Arlecchino went to sit at the far end of the table while Tartaglia sat between... Oh my god, why are there names like this, bro? Pulcinella and Dottor? The doctor and... Wait, is Dottore different from the doctor? It's the same thing, right? Is Pulcinella the Capitano? Capitano? I don't freaking know the Harbingers, bro. If they didn't show up in an Archon quest that was like a year old, I don't know who they are. The Doctor and the Capitano were quietly discussing a matter pertinent to their positions as Columbina. I do know Columbina because she's cute. As Columbina hummed an angelic tune, she held her head in her hands and looked like she was about to fall over from tiredness. She could barely keep her eyes open, save from quickly glancing at from quickly glancing at Arlecchino as she settled down next to Rosalind. Tartaglia swore he saw a flicker of jealousy across Columbina's glass face at the sight of Rosalind and Arlecchino together, but it was gone in an instant. Papers were strewn across the table from every member as they all murmured to themselves, cursing their awful workload. Silence! 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 A firm voice yelled out as it entered the room. The student council advisor, Piero, laid his briefcase at his stand and straightened his thick coat. Unfortunately, the dean couldn't make it today, so I'll be monitoring this meeting. I'll start by taking attendance for the record. I have no idea how who the fuck is Piero? Piero listed all the names on his manuscript until he reached Scaramouche. Where is he? Piero asked. Scaramouche was expelled a few months ago, the historian replied. He was caught at a party. All the others nodded in agreement as Piero furrowed his brows and crossed out the name. After he was finished, the president and vice president, Capitano and Dottore, took the stand. As they talked, Columbina sleepily typed notes on her computer, ever so often glancing at Arlecchino. Oh my god! Man! People love their ships, bro! Nothing else of importance occurred during the meeting, except for an entertaining argument between Sandrone, Nay, Sandrini, I don't fucking know, dude, and the treasurer Pantalone yet again. Both Arlecchino and Rosalind had to escort Sandrone out this time. Well, that was quite the successful meeting, Columbina laughingly remarked, scrolling through her transcript that she would most definitely be saving to read on a rainy day. This was not as interesting as I was hoping it would be, I'm gonna be honest. I like mentioned Scaramouche. Bro got an honorary mention. Bro isn't even good enough to show up at the freaking. Oh no, my poor boy. Poor boy is too busy being adopted by a freaking plant archon. Alright, that was not what we're looking for. I don't know. I just want something like, you know? Something interesting. Something wild. Something out there. Birthday fix. Everything's about shipping! The men and women of Teyvat wake up on an island with no memory of who they are or how they arrived. All they truly know is that if they want to escape, they will have to kill. It sounds very depressing. I don't need Hunger Games. Is this... How... This is Russian. Cyrillic? Is that how you pronounce that? But the tags are in English. That's so interesting. Are they like auto-translated? Or are they just writing tags in English? Is that just like the standard? I don't really use this website, so I don't know how this works. Hey, what's up, Kalpas? Kalpas? Kalpas. And so the journey begins again by casually chaotic. And so the journey begins again. Sure, let's give it a shot. Oh, this is like a chat fic, I guess. Social media format. Some of it is actual. I don't. Okay, sure. It may be a failure to my pet. This does not sound like the kind of song for this. That first line? That does not sound like the song for this. I don't know if I have it easy off the top of my head song for this though. I don't think Blue Archive OST is built for this. No, I don't think it is. What if I did this? I like don't even hear it. Well, if I can't hear it, then it's probably fine. I may be a failure to my parents, but in another life, I was 4 times winner of the Best Bard of Mondstadt award, and that is my greatest achievement. I would have thought it would be your alcohol tolerance and the fact your liver was still functional even after centuries. Oh, it's the same first 3 lines. Okay. Batman kidding. Bro, why are we just calling out D-Luke like that? You still owe me at least 10,000 Mora. I don't know the conversion rate. Me neither, but you'd better figure it out in this lifetime, because I won't be this lenient again. Shit. Official Kai, why is my name still that? Because you're a bitch. Bitch! It's been literal centuries, and yet you still haven't apologized. I did. Not my fault you were dying. And you still haven't said anything for lying to me about your entire existence, so don't talk to me about apologies. Excuse you, I never lied about anything. I only ever omitted to tell you the full truth. Hashtag relatable, Barbados, Rex Lapis, Raiden A. I thought we were past that, traveler. We are not. You really typed out hashtag. Bro, like it. I feel like this has no impact with me just reading it. I don't think you could properly convey a chat fic by reading it unless you have 12 different people to read it with you. You know what I mean? Also, who the fuck is this? I'm like, I don't know enough about it. What is this? Is this just self-insert nonsense? Bro, Child's a fucking VTuber? Minecraft streamer? Is that Dream? I'm starting to feel like fanfiction sucks. maybe people just don't know how to write. Not that I know how to write, but maybe people just suck at writing. If we go to like the highest rated, I guess it would be Kudos, right? The highest rated, most liked, not horny fic. What is it? It's an isekai. It's a fucking isekai. Oh my god, man. It's a fucking isekai. That's so funny. Of course it's an isekai. Wow, people are really big Child fans, huh? Child is in the top 4 of these? Oh, I guess he's not in this one. Or this one. The top 2. Like the amount of comments? Holy crap! What the fuck? Wait, this. Holy Jesus! Oh my god. That's a full ass, like. That's an entire book series. Wow. I respect that. That's a grind that I couldn't do. Oh, Child is really popular. Whoa. Specifically, Child Zhongli is very popular. Oh my god, yeah, again. People really like that pair. Yo, based Chinese user. Oh my god, there's so much Child. Have Venti and Xiao ever met? Listen, you can ship what you want, but have they ever met? Yes, they met at last year's Lantern Rite Festival. Yes, they have. I don't know if they exchanged a single word of dialogue, but they have met. That's cute. I like that. Yoimiya's in this! Oh, implied Yoimiya. You almost had me. Can I like remove the romance tag? I just don't like shipping. Oh my god. I just find romance so boring. What if I remove established relationships? What does that even mean? Like canon relationships? There aren't canon relationships. Nobody fucking dates each other. Everybody's a frickin' virgin. I don't think that did anything. That did not do anything. Bro! Alright, to be fair, getting a beta reader is like a lot of extra work, but like, come on. Proofread your shit. What do you mean shipping 2D characters is not fun? I mean, if you're into it, you're into it, but I just don't find romance particularly interesting in general. It's less about shipping characters and more about I find romance boring. Is there, can I just exclude romance? Is romance a tag that people actually use? Maybe. Sometimes. It's horrible, I'm saying? I don't think it's horrible. It's just... if you're into it, you're into it. I'm just not into it. It's like if you're into isekais, you're into isekais. I like isekais. Are they bad? Yeah. Most of the time, they're pretty bad. I think, like, I don't have a problem with... My problem with romance is more that just, like... I want it to feel earned, you know? Which means that I'd like it a slow burn, But also I don't have the patience for a slow burn. Fanfiction just usually skips to like, oh, they love each other. It's just like, yeah, sure, fine. Which is fine. People just be doing shit for the dopamine rush, right? And there's a garden in your hair. Wait, this sounds cute. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I mean, it still sounds cute, but just... Enough! No more. No more romance. Alright, maybe we just need to go the opposite direction and just go like the horniest thing we can possibly find. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we just need to just go full horny. Hits is a good way to search by because this is like the dirty history, right? Like you didn't want to admit that you didn't want to bookmark it, you didn't want to give it kudos because then it leaves a mark that you liked it, but you still clicked it, right? This is the fast and dirty measurement. So we already read this. Oh, this is that one again, the isekai. Yae Genshin Impact X Reader? Yandere stories. Holy crap! 95 chapters? Oh, this didn't say... It said Yan, not Yae. I see. That makes sense now. I was like, 95 chapters of Yae? The Traveling Apothecary. I don't know, like, what would be fun? I feel like we gotta go X Reader, right? Like, I feel like those are the funniest ones. How do I do that? It'd be like, should I just put in Reader? Is this gonna work? Sorta? Genshin Impact Hydro Slime? What? What? I don't like those tags. Those make me very uncomfortable. Mostly exactly this one. What is... What? Man. The thing about, like, okay, so, like, I know that, like, visual artists, like, get a lot of flack for, like, you know, like, the feet artists, for instance, or, like, the people who just have, like, just the super specific fetishes, and it's just like, bro, you are so horny, dog. And, like, you know, they're, like, easy to make fun of, and whatever, right? But, like, isn't it, like, infinitely more horny to spend, like, all of the same creative energy writing out an entire scenario? Right? Like, writing is so... I don't know how to say this. Like, as someone who used to write, and as someone who, like, does draw now, like, you can kind of, like, absent-mindedly draw. Like, you can get the like, it takes concentration to get the basic shape and, like, the original concept and the composition and stuff. That takes some thought. But once you have that down, you can kind of autopilot the rest, right? Writing, you kind of have to think the entire way through. It's a lot harder to autopilot. You can autopilot it, but like it's a lot harder to. Like the sustained effort of writing, I feel like is a lot more intensive than the sustained effort of drawing. Not to say that one is more difficult than the other, I just think it takes a lot more concentration. So like to have that much horny energy to concentrate for that long a period is crazy to me. That's fucking wild. How do you have that much energy? It's wild, bro. T-Luke times 2? Bro casted his fucking shadow clone no jutsu? Oh my god. Mamma mia. In which your husband finds the glow of motherhood on you utterly irresistible. What? As in they want to make you pregnant, or that you're already pregnant? Wait. Dante? Saitama? Bro. I'm fucking One Punch Man? Oh my god, bro. Fanfiction is terrible. Oh my god. Also, people really like fucking Albedo. Why is that? Why is Albedo the fucker? It is terrible. Oh my god, man. Alright, you know what? We'll read one. We'll read one. Apparently they're drabbles, so they should be pretty quick. Yeah. Continue. Alright. I'm gonna need to chug some fucking... Oh wait, what is this? This isn't like... This isn't a chapter? What is this? It's just like... It's just like prompts. Oh, come on. That's boring. That's not a drabble. That's a fucking SparkNote summary. Oh my god, bro. What is this? 418 eventual smite. I can respect you slow burning porn, but like, god damn it. God damn it, come on. You're one of those people, am I right? Those who get off of being insulted and hurt, huh? Alright, this is clearly what we need. I thought E was for everyone, but it's E for explicit. That's why I hovered over it like what? Spit kink. Alright, I mean, that's like the least weird kink we've seen. That's like actually a surprisingly normal kink, if anything. I illumine. Oh! Wait, is this even... This isn't even Lumine, this is a gender neutral reader. Wait, what does this mean then? Wouldn't it be illuminate? I illumine? The sad ruin with flames of my regrets. This is my magnum opus, Scaramouche Nation, rise up. Should I let me scroll so that we don't get spoiled, okay? Are you some sort of deranged masochist? Is what he asks you, harshness weaved tightly into his somber voice, his flawless face contorted in obvious disgust as the sixth harbinger stares you down. You wonder how your revelation must have changed his view of you, once his esteemed personal assistant, now reduced to filth beneath his very feet. Despite his scrutinizing gaze, you muster up the courage to look him in the eyes, the same calming hue of indigo, a shooting star right in the middle of the firmament. He bats his starry sky orbs without looking away. Shut the fuck up, holy crap. Shut up. Scaramouche stares at you, waits for a reply almost patiently. You are silent for a beat too long, it seems. His lips hitch slightly, coated with all the arrogance in the world. He's annoyed. Sir, you intone warily. I merely implied. I know what you implied. I'm not stupid, he hisses through gritted teeth. You're one of those people, am I right? Those who get off of being insulted and hurt, huh? He barks out a dry laugh. How do you bark out a laugh? Wintering his office with a condescending sound, though to your ears it sounds nothing short of symphonious. After a few heartbeats, you dare to nod at him. Another joyless laugh escapes the balladeer immediately. Flames licked into his throat, an idea like lightning in his mind, and he begins to circle you like prey. Listen closely now. Brats! He spits the words at you. Tomorrow, here, same time, I'll be expecting you. Be even a mere second late, and I'll kill you. It's not really an insult, that's just a threat. You don't blink. You do not dare. You don't blink. You do not dare to blink in fear of what he would do if you did. So you stare and stare and stare until your eyes are searing. The air departs from your lungs like pigeons from a cage, and it hurts to breathe. A strangled, yes, sir, is all you manage to choke out as you think about the implications hiding behind his order. Good. He turns around, cold as always. Now go. Leave this instant. I cannot stand to see your disgusting face right now. I can't take this seriously. There's no room to disobey. There's never a choice when it comes to Scaramouche to begin with, but it's not like you linger anyways. Looking back, all you did was stare. All you did was state you wouldn't be opposed to the idea of being treated harshly during intercourse, but perhaps you've been wearing your submission rather boldly on your sleeve. The topic arose in a discussion between your boss and Tartaglia, much to Scaramouche's dismay, of course. As if child's present wasn't enough of an ordeal already, he just had to steer the conversation towards an incredibly dirty subject, and you don't even know how he managed to do that in the first place, seeing as you weren't initially included in the debate. It all went downhill when the 11th Harbinger turned to you, adorning a notably straight expression, and asked you about your sexual preferences like it was any of his business. Your answer earned you a laugh from Child and an unreadable look from Scaramouche, who immediately proceeded to chase the ginger out of his office. Understandably so, as you really didn't want to be interrogated any further about your kinks and fetishes by someone you have talked about twice to. Upon walking into his office after the usual ritual of knocking and enter, you spot Scaramouche sitting cross-legged on his chair. Galaxy eyes, shut up! Oh my god! I hate when writers just like, their eyes! They're just eyes! Let them be eyes! You spot Scaramouche sitting cross-legged on his chair. Galaxy eyes cast down onto an unfamiliar object. He's silent and refuses to look at you while you're waiting for your orders. Several minutes pass, or so it feels like. Come here, he finally, almost softly. Come here, he finally voices, almost softly, perhaps absent-mindedly as well. And you make I can't talk. And you make your way over to his desk. Always so obedient. Naturally, I am your assistant, after all. You muse, confusion evident on your features. You try to get a better look at the object he's fondling, but to no avail. It seems to be dark, and he's hiding it in his lap above his black shorts. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. I need way more alcohol for this. Oh, my God. Ugh. For the first time since you've entered his office, he turns to look at you, wearing the same unreadable expression as yesterday. I've got something for you I'm sure you'd like. Alright, we gotta turn on some hornier music. Luckily, I still have tracks downloaded because of that one fanfiction video. Oh, yeah. You getting in the mood now, chat? Except for every time you cringe. Nah, don't do that, you'll pass out. Stepping closer, you tilt your head at the man. This is so unlike him. Scaramouche doesn't get you gifts. He doesn't get anyone gifts. But as soon as he lifts the object, your spine ices, and your eyes widen until they're as close as possible to popping out of their sockets. You feel your throat aching, tightening uncomfortably as if someone tied a noose around your neck. And maybe that's exactly how you feel, dangling off somewhere high while the ground underneath you has been stolen. At a loss for words, Scaramouche sneers, voice deep and cynical. Well, it's not like you'll be uttering any coherent sentences today. The object, now swinging in front of your horrified face, turns out to be a black leash with a collar attached to it. Oh, okay, I thought it was his dick. I genuinely just thought it was his penis. That's actually way less worse. You aren't able to take your eyes off it, and you're not sure if you even want to. It looks strangely expensive for a product made for walking dogs, smooth leather shining in his hands. High-quality items are to be expected from the balladeer, considering the amount of mora he earns from being a Fatui hamburger. I always just said Fatui hamburger. Fatui harbinger. Oh, I need more alcohol. You barely even realize he's already put the collar around your neck. How? How? Do I have a perception score of -12? How do you not notice that? Bro is literally asleep at the wheel. Porcelain fingers working delicately on tightening the leather band. A sharp tug on it wakes you up from your trance, however. You are to keep your stupid mouth shut and bleh. You are to keep your stupid mouth shut until you're spoken to, the man commands sharply. And more importantly, you will be barking for me like the worthless dog that you are. Don't worry. My friends are Makima fans. I know how to do this. Am I understood? Another tug. You feel dizzy. Scaramouche stares at you so intensely and you wither under his merciless gaze. The anger from yesterday is absent. Expression wry. Lust is written in every contour and curve of his picture-perfect face. He smirks, not bothering to hide his sadism. What does that mean? Instead, he lets it ooze off of him. Good, he prompted. On your knees. Why? What? Your name? On your knees? What is this? Bro started talking in fucking programming language, bro. He inserted a goddamn variable. What is this? Oh my god. What is... Oh, my immersion. Alright, chat. Let's just replace every mention of YN with like, I don't know, fucking bitch, like doggy, or you know, like what's the pet name of choice we gotta go with here? On your knees. Bitch just sounds rude, which I mean is not inaccurate, but like, we'll just insert random noun here, okay? Buddy, Fluffy, Bruce. What? These are terrible. Every single one of those was terrible. Snowball? How about Snowflake? Scaramouche seems like the type to call you a special little snowflake. You sensitive little snowflake. That tone, his commanding tone, the way he practically spits these words at you. You're weak. You obey gladly. Now, what did I say about you being my dog? He sits back down on his office chair, spreading his legs slightly, a parody of a smile ghosting his lips. Don't tell me you already forgot. It's no use clinging to your last bits of dignity now, as it was already thrown out the window during your conversation with your boss and child yesterday. You swallow your pride like it's nothing. Dubbing your tongue in a completely different language, both literally and figuratively, you softly utter a shy Scaramouche doesn't try to suppress the staccato laughter that follows your declaration of submission, chiming across the room like a patronizing melody. Ah! Ha! 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 Get between my legs, he sneers after having calmed down. You move in between the space of his bare knees and look up at him expectantly. That's right, he muses contentedly. You're my bitch. I own you. God. A familiar heat is already pooling between your legs as he tugs at the leash once again. A moan slips out, and you clasp a hand above your mouth in embarrassment. Scaramouche lifts one of his brows. Who said you could do that? Take your filthy hand off your mouth, whore. You do as you're told, not wanting to anger him unnecessarily. Better. He spreads his legs further, unbuttoning his shorts quickly and freeing his erection. Now suck like the obedient bitch you are. You waste no time taking the tip of his cock on your tongue, licking slowly at first, then you start to swirl it around his shaft. He inhales sharply, trying his hardest not to moan. Then, without warning, he thrusts his entire length down your unsuspecting throat, and you gag as tears begin to accumulate in the corners of your eyes, lungs flat and airtight. You aren't used to his girth. Nor have you ever taken someone that deep down your trachea. I don't think things are supposed to go down your trachea. You look so good like that. He breathes. Oh, he breathes. You look so good like that. He breathes, voice trembling ever so slightly. Tucking up my dick. Tears all over your face. After a few more rough thrusts, he pulls out again, leaving you coughing on the ground. In one swift motion, he proceeds to rid himself of his shirt, and man's like Goku, he just fucking rips that shit off. And to your amusement, bothers to fold it neatly before placing it on his desk. Never mind, he removed it quite neatly. That's your opportunity to drink in his well-defined chest and torso. Not too muscular, but just the right amount to look aesthetically pleasing to your devouring eyes. Bro, that shit is literally chiseled. That shit is literally chiseled by the hand of A. Pale, slender fingers wrap themselves around your chin as his thumb prods at your saliva-coated lips. Good dog. Nobody says good dog. People say, like, good boy. Good girl. Good girl. His praise sounds impossibly sweet, uncharacteristically gentle, which means bad news. The balladeer is nothing short of two-faced and manipulative, and in a flash he yanks you upwards by your hair, roughly. And a surprised yelp rips from your throat. He bends down slightly, uses his slim digits to pry your mouth open, and spits into it. Why? Why was that necessary? Your reward, he says. You better swallow it. And you do. Strong arms grab you by your wrists and flip you onto your stomach. Holy shit! Wait, so like, if it says flips you onto your stomach, you're facing towards him, right? So you are currently upright? Did he 360 you? How does he flip you onto your stomach? Why was that necessary? You're being pressed on the mahogany off his desk with no concern for stray paperwork. Scaramouche's willowy fingers trail down your sides before resting on the hem of your pants. He licks his lips and pulls them down swiftly, revealing your ass and sex to him on full display. A whimper unintentionally leaves your mouth, and the man groans in response. So, tell me, he begins, leaning down to your ear as his back and cock. Wait, what? I don't understand. How does this work? How does his back and his dick both touch your back? I don't understand. Oh no, my man's got the double action going. My man has both. My man, he's prepared for both directions. Man heard one direction, was like, I can do you one better. So tell me, he begins, leaning down to your ear as his back and somehow his cock is flush against your own back. You like pain, right? His raspy voice tickles your earlobe deliciously. Ah! What does that mean? He's not even waiting for a reply as he brings his hand down on your ass cheek, hard and with concerning tempo. You let out a high-pitched scream as tears once again prickle in your eyes. Not even having barely recovered from the previous slap, he repeats the action, hitting the same spot. Another distressed cry escapes you, throat catching up to the ache. I want to cry. I'm gonna ruin you, he declares, smirk evident in his tone. You're mine. Mine to fuck, mine to degrade, mine to come inside of. My dog. Bro, if this is how you're treating your pets, PETA needs to get on your fucking ass. You're panting heavily on his desk, desperately trying to get some friction between your legs, but Scaramouche stops you. Lining his still hard cock up against your hole, he teases you until you're whining like a bitch against the wooden table. Tell me what you want, he commands, tugging on the leash. Your cock, sir. You rasp out. Oh, you have to rasp it out? Your cock, sir. You rasp out, face flushed and spit dripping down your chin onto the papers lying beneath you. Ah! I want it so bad. Since you're being such an obedient little whore, I'll give you what you want. Scaramouche rams his length inside you until he's fully sheathed. But seeing as he didn't even bother to stretch you out beforehand, it hurt a lot. Your insides were burning from the sudden intrusion. You're not complaining though. Quite on the complain a little. One hand is pushing your head down, the other one holding you the leash that rests upon your hips like it belongs there. The Harbinger is fucking deep into you at a relentless speed, hitting your sweet spot over and over again. You cry out in pleasure, and Scaramouche grunts in tandem. His thrusts are getting more and more erratic. You've been enjoying this way too much, you filthy slut. I'll make sure you'll come around my dick. Don't you worry. He's now tugging at the leash, pulling you up, and his free hand wraps around your neck as he's holding you close to his chest. You come before he does, walls tightening heavenly around his cock, and that's what sends him over the edge as well. His release feels warm inside of you, and as he pulls out, you notice the way it's dripping out of your hole and down your thighs. Scaramouche slaps you on the ass one last time before getting dressed again. Oh, we're done. That was fast. Bro, damn, bro. Bro was like, I'm out. Bro fucking clocked out of his shift. Bro hit the punch card and I was like, yep, see you tomorrow. You ruined all of my important paperwork with your disgusting drool, he remarks, genuinely annoyed. Guess I'll just have to punish you later for it. But that's the end. That's the end. Oh my god. What do the comments say? What are the comments like? Bro, this was good. Literally shaking. This was so hot. This was amazing. Bro, I'm literally shaking right now. Help. That was literally awesome. This fic gave me butterflies. I think I'm pregnant now. Oh, man. So, what do you think the, like, target audience is? Like, this isn't how people my age talk. Well, actually, that's not necessarily true. You know what? I take that back. That's not necessarily true. Scara simps, the Scara fans. I am baffled. This is impressive. Man. Yeah, you really do gotta go the reader fix, right? Like that's where the fun's at. You fuck Thomas. Thanks for helping you. That's funny. All right, enough of this horny music. Oh my god. Bottom Scaramouche? Wait, we get to fuck Scara now? Let's go, top reader. All right. Let's get our payback, chat. Let's turn the tables. This time we're flipping him 360 degrees. This time we're the ones who are gonna be on top. This time we're gonna be the one calling him a bitch. Let's go. Fell off my bed. Relax. Chill. Be safe. Do not try and replicate the material you see before you. The Totore is one maybe the worst now that I think about it. There's a Totore one? Oh, okay. Alright, we might have to do that one. But first, let's get our run back, okay? Let's get the salty. Bottom Scaramouche with a praise and degrading kink? Yes! Being the second Harbinger came with a lot of responsibility. Dealing with the sixth shit was not one you expected. Wait, who are we? You always enjoyed getting on your nerves, although you found it pretty attractive. Today was not the day to step on your balls. Scara, please, for the love of the Sarisa, get the fuck out of my way, you hissed. He decided that you were the one that he was going to berate the whole day, and of course you had probably the worst goddamn day of your life. I don't know who's saying what when, because the paragraphs are not very great. What are you going to do about it, huh? That's right, you're too pathetic to even lay a hand on me. You've gotten weak. I don't know name. Chat. Your blood had never boiled hotter than it did as soon as those words left his mouth. His stupid yapping, combined with the mountain of paperwork and training new recruits, sent your hand flying towards him, grabbing his shirt and yanking him up to your eye level. Keep running your pretty little mouth and you'll see how weak I am. Scaramouche! Scaramustachio! You shot him an incredibly fake grin and dropped him. The only thing that happened to Scaramouche was his eyes widened and his face was now covered in a light blush. He swallowed as a tiny grin formed. Pretty mouse. That's new. You breathe through closed teeth, looking up and down the hallway. I bet you'd enjoy being fucked in the hall like a whore, but regrettably I don't do slotch. You sheet at him and turn on your heel, heading down the hall once more. Meet me in my office in 10, Scara. You glanced back at him and only saw his flushed face get increasingly more red, nodding quickly as he hurried off the end. Sat in your office, you tapped the dark wood and finishing the last thing you needed to sign before Scaramouche knocked once, quickly reopening and closing the door behind him. How needy are we? You grinned, pushing back from your desk. Shut up! He growled. His eyes were half-lidded with lust and his face was still as red as a rose. No wonder you heart-talk... This is not... this is not... It's not particularly... Not the most well written. Is there like an interesting snippet somewhere? Not really. We really need to like find creative ways to not mention people's names is what we really got to do. The eyes came back. Don't remind me! Don't remind me. You pet Kaya and grab his boobs. Wow, that's impressive. I hate this. Why are we doing this, chat? Oh my god. Oh my god. That is the funniest summary that I've ever fucking heard of. These tags are terrible. Holy shit, these tags are terrible. Alright, maybe we don't do that. Oh my god. These are all bad. Alright, let's... Enough of this. Enough of this! Alright, we've had our fun. There's gotta be like... Is there like a good fanfiction? Surely there's like a good non-romantic fanfiction out there, right? Like surely there's just something that like exists that's not about, you know, trying to get in someone's pants or whatever. Yeah, there are, believe me, bro. Maybe we just gotta write one ourselves. Maybe that's the real answer here. Chat, when's our writing fan fiction stream? Today, right now, no fucking shot. I don't hate myself enough today. You know, the mistake was leaving fucking mature on. That's a great tag. Scaramouche is his own warning. That's a really good tag, actually. Hey, what's up, fellas, kids? Hope you're doing well, bud. It's a good thing you joined now and not earlier, because, yeah. Yeah. Is there... Come on, chat. There's gotta be, like, a good fanfiction, right? Like, surely there's something out there. Anything? Found a scarific with foot jobs and spit kings. That's not what we're looking for! I said good! I said good! I can't win. I can't win. Also, I need to change my freaking mouse cursor. I've been using this one for too long. Alright. There's so much child. People love child. Holy moly, people love child. This is also child. Take a shot every time you see child mentioned. I would literally die. He's the golden child. It's true. Whoa, Genshin, and they were roommates, Genshin. Can I just put this out there, chat? I'm not gonna make any further commentary on the subject. I'm just gonna put this out there. Kaching is like 20, maybe, right? Like 20, early to mid 20s is like a reasonable guess for Kaching's age, right? God used like 5,000. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all. I'm just gonna put that out there. Just do with that information what you will. You can exclude pairings to filter fix better. Can I exclude pairings period, or do I have to exclude like specific pairings? Like if I just like would I have to do this? I'm sure that'll help, but excuse me. What if we just got like a Paimon fic? If I look up Paimon, turn off mature and explicit, right? Character Paimon, I feel like we'll get something, right? Surely there will be something that is worth reading. Paimon's wholesome. If someone's writing about Paimon, it better be fucking cute. I also feel like, though, that we're going to get a lot of just, like, Paimon is included as a side character, and she's not actually a main character, so it's not actually about Paimon at all whatsoever, but, you know. Wait, what is this? A computer programmer dies and wakes up in an eerily familiar world. The twist, they're the electro-hypostasis. In this world of power, they decide to become a god instead of being massacred in the name of character essential materials. Now, if only the arsonist child that comes along on his journey would stop calling him Mr. Seeley. Or, an isekai hypostasis accidentally kidnaps and enthusiastically takes a very convoluted road trip across Teyvat in search of other hypostasis systems to create the ultimate life form. Wait, this sounds awesome! Wait, this actually sounds really cool! Why was it abandoned and discontinued? This is the only one I wanted to read so far! This is the only one that actually sounds interesting! Oh my god. Wait, this actually sounds really cute too! Alright, let's do this one. This one wasn't discontinued. Oh my god, it's 50 chapters. Oh my god, man. Alright, we can read one of these. Is this what therapy is? Group therapy is meant to be done in an actual group, but as the only two in Sumeru with their particular trauma, the puppet formerly known as Scaramouche and trainee Forest Ranger Collei unfortunately get to know each other. Unfortunate for the Fatui, that is. Or, Collei and Scaramouche's cross Teyvat revenge trip. Icebreakers are always awkward. Summary: a puppet who is human and a human experimentation victim walk into group therapy. Let it be known he was trying to be better. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be here. Here, being slouched in a metal folding chair in one of Academia's dozens of empty conference rooms. Windowless with gleaming sand-colored tile flooring, bare tan walls, and a ceiling of tree roots and vines embedded with a oh. Chat help. Kesharewar. I can't do it. I'm sorry, chat. Newest innovation, fluorescent lights. Across from him, separated by 4 feet of tile and the oppressive awkwardness, sat the only other being in the room, a twitchy girl with green hair. I don't know who's talking. Talking to someone about shared traumatic experiences in a controlled setting has been found to be beneficial by several Bismarck doctors in recent years. This is what Boer said, but had failed to elaborate on what exactly he and the clearly jumpy girl had in common. Who is Boer? Is that Nahida? That's Nahida, right? Shared traumatic experiences. That could be anything. Parental abandonment, betrayal, loss of a friend, commuted a massacre on false pretenses, joining a shady organization, destabilizing a country, trying to become a god, erasing memories of self from the world, all of the above? Something else?
As you both know, I am Lesser Lord Kusanali, but you can call me Nahida. I was hoping we could start with some general introductions today before diving into the hard things.
The tiny Archon rose to her tiptoes to present a sheet of paper with "Getting to Know You" written in cheerful green bubble lettering with pink pen doodles of flowers and small animals scattered about. She showed the page to each of her hostages, in turn earning a strained smile from the green-haired girl and a blank stare from himself. Undeterred, Naida turned the paper around to read it with a little hop.
Let's start easy.
The door to the conference room burst open. A haggard academia member skidded in, panting with robes skewed and slightly singed.
Lesser Lord Kusanali!
Naida rushed forward, predictably concerned.
Please be calm. What has happened, Shatir?
Of course she knew the worm's name. He rolled his eyes. Predictable. The scholar, Shatir, slid against the doorframe, taking wheezing. Pointing out the door emphatically.
The General Mahamatra, the Kishara are a rampage!
Naida placed a hand on her chin.
Sino? What do you mean?
Beyond the entryway, a screaming Kave ran by with an enraged Sino. Roughly 20 Keshware students and several librarians hot on his heels. Showing how flustered he was, Shatir blasphemously cut off his god mid-sentence.
The General and the scribe were playing cards at the library. Mr. Kave came and pushed the table over. Some of the General's cards fell on a candle and caught fire. The Keshwar students at the next table, their papers got fire, the books got fire, but the scribe put it out. But now...
The mob blazed by again, booking into the opposite direction, several scholars now hurling decorations from the walls, while the General Mahamatra seemed to have called upon his elemental burst and lunged with lethal intent. How hadn't this Kave died yet? Naida placed a hand to her mouth.
Oh no.
She glanced around and quickly set the paper she was holding onto a larger stack of blank paper. Several crayons lined up neatly beside, and next to a bowl of candied agilinoc, nuts, and sunsetias on a folding table by the door. She turned to address the two still sitting in the cold metal folding chairs.
I'll be right back. Please introduce yourselves in the meantime.
She tugged on Shatir's sleeve, and the two ran in the direction the angry mob had rampaged, shutting the door quickly with a slam. It had been nearly a quarter of an hour, and the Archon hadn't returned. I guess we don't need sexy music anymore, huh? What if I played just a random, nice little... Maybe that's a little too much. Nor had either of the therapy goers spoken a word. The self-proclaimed vagrant from Inazuma scowled and sunk lower in his seat. Across from him, the girl opened her mouth, then closed it. Opened it again, fidgeted, and looked away. Coughed lightly. Opened her mouth, scrunched up her face, and shook her head as he felt himself and his patience slide slowly down. Finally, after she made a small, but abruptly cut off and slapped her face lightly with both hands, he straightened up with a groan, causing her to startle slightly. This was pathetic. Fine, let's get this over with. He stepped over to the table and snatched the paper Boyer had left behind. He scoffed at the doodles and childlike lettering and sat back down, glaring at the paper. Name? The girl straightened.
Trainer Forest Ranger Clay.
He glanced up to see an overly serious but wobbly expression on her face. She looked like she was about to continue a rehearsed introduction, but was physically holding it in. It took a lot of effort not to sneer. Birthday?
May 8th, but...
January 3rd. Favorite food?
Pita pockets are travel-friendly and filling, but I like fried radish balls. More, I think.
That sounded rehearsed.
But hey!
She tried to direct, but was ignored. I don't eat. Favorite color?
Wait!
Clay jumped from her seat, fist balled.
What's your name? I said mine, but you... Sorry.
She trailed off, quickly losing that spark of indignation as she spoke. I don't have one, he said with a scowl. Call me whatever. Her forehead wrinkled in confusion, and she tilted her head.
Uh-huh.
How rude, but fine. He was here to get better, so talking about the issue was what was expected of him. There was no reason not to tell this human. It was probably a test from Beware anyway, this whole therapy thing. My mother failed to name me. I've gone by many, but they no longer fit. Call me whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. He skimmed through the sheet. These questions were inane. Oh? He smirked. What is something you hate? The sheet said dislike, but he was taking a bit of liberty with it. Hate was much more interesting.
The Fatui.
An immediate response. No hesitation. The mouth of the one formerly known as Scaramouche shifted into a cruel smile, a mocking tone. Oh, that's a common feeling these days, isn't it? He broke off abruptly and relaxed his face into more of a grimace. No, he was trying to be better. He tried again. They are quite evil, aren't they? Any reason in particular? There, that was better. Acknowledge what people tell you, then ask a question based on the information they shared to show you are listening. Good enough. Chloe fidgeted and rubbed her left elbow in a clear, nervous tick.
Well...
You don't have to say anything. I don't really care. Just trying to get this over with sooner.
No, it's alright. You shared about your name even though you didn't want to. It's only fair I share something.
The give and take nature of human relationships. That is fair. The wandering puppet nodded in acquiescence.
When I was little, I had Elizar.
Eliar? I've never heard this word pronounced, actually. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce this.
I had cancer, and this man from the Fatui offered to help, but it was more like experiments instead. I'll never ever forgive him, or the Fatui.
As Kalei made her declaration, the nameless puppet's eyes narrowed with a glint. Who did he know had been the only Fatuus working on a little research? Oh, I see. He chuckled darkly. Kalei flinched like a startled rabbit out of her determined reverie as he shook his head. Well, it seems that we found the reason Boyer found it fit for us to be bound together, to be brought together. We both have had the great fortune, he spat the words as if they burned, to have shared a primary care provider. Kalei tilted her head.
What do you...
It struck like a bolt of lightning. Oh. He stood and walked to the table. A small stack of blank paper sat next to the untouched snacks and a packet of crayons. I don't know why that's capitalized. Supposedly because of Boer's notion they would want to draw their feelings. He selected a teal crayon and swiftly wrote across the top sheet. He turned, pulling his hat over his eyes. So, Trainer Forest Ranger Kalei, how do you feel about the subject of revenge? He turned with a manic grin and presented her with the sheet, Killing Dottore, Trapped 1. I like this fic. That's pretty good. That's really good. See, that's the kind of thing I want to read. That's fun. That's fun. Man. Ugh. Why can't they all be like that? What was the other one that we were like, that I looked at? I was like, that sounds kind of interesting. Oh, this one, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate. That does sound so fun. Can you search by like one chapter? Completion status, word count. I guess like you could kind of do it by word count. Doesn't look like it. Damn. Damn. That was fun. Wait, what is this? Is Kong Ether's name in Chinese? I don't actually know what, like, the original Chinese names mean. Because I know Lumine is Ying, but I don't know what that means, you know? Like, Hotaru I know is Firefly, and that's the Japanese one. I don't know what, ironically enough, I don't know what Traveler's name is, like, Traveler's names are in Korean, even though that's the dub I play. But I guess that makes sense, because, like, you name your own character, right? So, like, why would I know? I play with English UI anyway, so it's not like I would ever get called anything other than just Traveler. Is this just like Genshin Impact, the novelization? It looks like it. Maybe it doesn't look like it. Huh. Interesting. I like Paimon. I wish more people liked Paimon. Paimon's so cute and so sweet. I'm a big fan of, like, when characters are, like, not like selfish per se, but like clearly don't care as much for other people. You know, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a good example of this. But Paimon is like the only character, the only person that Paimon cares more about than herself and always like puts above herself is Traveler. Like, Paimon is always putting Traveler before herself, which is so cute. It's so sweet. Because like people are just like, oh, Paimon's so selfish, Paimon's so needy, Paimon's so annoying. But like Paimon genuinely cares so much about Traveler. I think one of my favorite moments is like during Deiha's story quest. And this is not a spoiler if you haven't done it really. But there's like this one moment where you get sucked into like a pitfall essentially, like a sand trap. You just fall into the sand. And like you can see Paimon could have just flown away and like escaped easily, but she is very actively trying to save Traveler. Like she dashes to save Traveler and grabs you by the hand. It's like, no, I'm not letting you go. I'm gonna save you. And gets dragged in because of it. It's just, oh, Paimon. Paimon's so good. What is this? What? This sounds stupid. Hey, what's up, Joshua? Escarona. The Archons of Teyvat. Celestial beings raised into godhood by the mandate of heaven. They have watched kingdoms burn and civilizations turn to dust. They have nurtured nations and toppled empires. They have moved mountains and carved islands in twain. What is such a divine being to do when they are no longer needed by the very people they had sworn to protect? Perhaps a star-bound traveler has such an answer. Or, the Archons are unable to function as human beings, and Aether is stuck babysitting them in his teapot. Let's change the music. I don't think this is quite the right vibe, but this is a very funny song. Oh yeah. This sounds probably about right for the mood. Inazuma in autumn truly was beautiful. The maples, or momichi, as the native Inazumans like to call them, were in full regalia as the nation slowly grew colder. It had been a good while since he had had the time or wherewithal to stop and appreciate the scenery of the island nation. Not since first arriving when the Sakura were in full bloom and being branded a wanted criminal by the shogunate mere days after setting foot in Inazuma. It's been a crazy time to Aether, his faithful companion mused as the duo walked along the path from Inazuma City to Konda. Sure has, the blonde traveler sighed, pausing in stride a moment to stretch his limbs. Indeed, it seemed like trouble followed him like a bad smell the moment he set foot on Inazuman soil. It seemed to be a setback after setback. From having to jump through loopholes just to leave Rito, to being guilt-tripped into assisting Aika, not that he could ever truly blame her, bless the poor girl's heart, to becoming a wanted man, to joining the resistance, until it all snowballed into a final confrontation with the Raiden Shogun, only for La Senora, who's seriously starting to get tired of that woman showing up everywhere like some mustache-twirling cartoon villain, to swoop in and attempt to take the Shogun's Gnosis as her Fatui soldiers distracted two battle-weary armies. Aether and the Shogun ended up being made to join forces to defeat the Fatui Harbinger. That's not true. Actually, Aether just soloed, and the Shogun was like, I'm gonna execute the one who lost now. With Gnosis in hand, the Shogun ejected the Fatui from the islands before turning her attention once more to the starbound traveler. In a move that surprised both the Shogunate and the Resistance, Her Excellency offered to open dialogue between the two warring parties with the stipulation that Aether be the one to represent the Resistance. With the hopes and ambitions of the entire nation of Inazuma now resting squarely upon his shoulder, Aether and the Raiden Shogun retreated to her palace at Tenshukaku. Unbeknownst to them, a great debate was taking place among the plain of Euthymia, and for nearly half a day the people of Inazuma watched the palace entrance with bated breath. Then, in a moment that would forever be immortalized in Inazuman history, the two emerged from the palace, and the Shogun spoke thus. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these eternity is nearest unto heaven. She began with her age-old adage. But time is merciless. I once thought ambition to be the root of all evils. Ambition would inevitably lead to dissatisfaction with what one has in the present. Dissatisfaction would lead to change. Change would spark resistance. Resistance would breed conflict. Conflict would bring in ruin. As she spoke, her people listened with wide eyes. The Shogun had never been particularly personable, and her reasons for her actions unknown to her own people. Now, with this foreign traveler at her side, all was being laid bare. From the watching crowd, the Yaeguchi watched with a satisfied smile. It seemed she had placed her hopes on the right person. And ruin, the mighty Narukami paused, a flash of unknown emotion crossing her face for the briefest of moments, noticed only by her closest confidants and a certain blonde traveler. Is something I could not allow to befall our beloved nation. And thus the Sakoku and Vision Hunt decrees were initiated. Visions, the very crystallization of one's ambition. They were an instability that could no longer be ignored. For the sake of eternity, ambition would need to be snuffed out. Murmurs began to circulate through the crowd. The resistance in particular began to grow restless, as no one was sure where the shogun was going with this. Before the noise could escalate, Archon spoke again. But with recent events taken into account, it is clear to me now that the only thing truly eternal is change. She eyed her people, and one could hear a pin drop as the nation held its breath. The eldest of the seven, Rex Lapis, is dead. The Sarisa spreads her fatui through the continent like a plague. Just as the seasons change, the world will continue to move forward, and the Harbinger Signora's attack on our nation has made it clear that Inazuma will be no different. Nothing in the world is immune to change. The Shogun turned her gaze to her blonde companion. Not even ideals. Either smiled encouragingly as the people watched on in shocked silence. The Shogun once again turned to face her people. Yaeguchi. She spoke, her voice leaving no room for argument. Step forward. The crowd parted as all eyes turned towards the frozen Miko. At either side, Paimon waved at the woman enthusiastically. Slowly, the priestess began making her way towards the platform as the crowd's murmurs reached a fever pitch. Upon reaching the platform, the priestess bowed deeply to the Archon before giving a searching glance at the blonde traveler. Yaeguchi, Narukami once again spoke, her voice ringing with divine authority. Oh, wait, hold on, I can do that. Chief Priestess of Grand Narukami Shrine, foremost among your kind, the winds of change have come to Inazuma. Will you stand in defense of this nation and her people in this in this time of great upheaval? Of course, the Miko said, finally meeting the Shogun's eyes. My loyalty will always be to Inazuma and her people. Always. The woman smiled at her, causing the Miko's eyes to widen upon realizing that it was not the Shogun standing before her, but her dear friend. And go with my blessing, the Archon whispered. For this day forth, I name you Narukami. The Archon raised her palm, and in a flash of brilliant violet light, an object appeared. It resembled a king piece from the Mondstadt game of chess, but pulsating with power and appearing as though born from the element of Electro itself. What is this, no game, no life? Ether and Paimon watched as the gnosis floated towards the sun Miko and entered her chest. The crowd gasped as a shockwave tore through the city, and indeed the nation itself as a new Archon ascended. Yaya fell to her knees as her body flooded with ancient power and knowledge. She could only look up at the former Archon in shock. I'm not worthy of this, the pink-haired priestess stuttered. You are, the Shogun said, reaching down to lift the other woman. She smiled softly. Lead well, Yaya Miko. Ether shook his head at the memory. Inazuma had certainly gone through a whirlwind of change, just as the Shogun had said. Sakoku and Vision Hunt decrees had been repealed by the new Electro Archon. Yaya had forgone taking her predecessor's title as Shogun, instead retaining her title Guji, though many now were adding Narukami to that title. As for Raiden herself, she had disappeared shortly after the ceremony, much to the dismay of the Shogunate. The Tri Commission had been in a frenzy trying to find her, but the woman had proved to be extremely elusive. Probably helped that she can change her form at will, Ether mused. Or, at least, if Venti and Zhongli were anything to go by, he assumed that was an ability all powerful elemental beings were capable of. Anyway, Paimon is grateful that things are finally starting to calm down. The fairy? I don't know if Paimon's a fairy per se, but okay. The fairy said cheerfully. Ooh, let's invite Ayaka to another festival. Paimon hears there's gonna be a big one to celebrate the new Archon's ascension. Oh, there's gonna be so much delicious food there. Paimon just knows it. Ayaka's sure to be busy, Ether warned her. The bigger the festival, the less free time she has to actually enjoy it. Well, we gotta, Paimon whined. We've been in Inazuma for months, but we've hardly gone to any festivals or parties. We're gonna be leaving for Sumeru sooner or later, so we gotta experience everything we can. Why are they inviting Ayaka and not fucking Yoimiya to the festival? Huh? Huh? Anyway, I'm not biased. The fucking author is biased! And we will, Ether chuckled. After all, the traveler thought a bit bitterly as he recalled his sister's words. Apparently, we've always had time. Have it your way, then. He'll take his time enjoying Teyvat. She can complain to him in another few centuries if she doesn't like it. Maybe we should ask the fair Ojo-sama to visit Liyue with us. I hear they're going to be celebrating the Moonchase Festival soon. Buching offered to show us around herself, so... Ether? The sprite said, staring at something further down the road. Is that who I think it is? Blinking in confusion, the blonde followed her gaze down the road, only for his eyes to widen. Many names and titles suddenly came to mind. The Electro Archon, the God of Eternity, Her Eternal Excellency, the Narukami Ogosho, the Almighty Shogun of Inazuma. And she was currently collapsed by the side of the road. Raiden! Paimon cried as the two rushed forward to the tent of the fallen woman. Are you conscious? Ether asked as he checked her pulse. Can you hear me? Came her weakened voice. Paimon. Were you attacked? Paimon asked worriedly. And for good reason. Even without a gnosis, the Shogun was still a force to be reckoned with. This was certainly not the work of some Nobushi bandits. Was it the Fatui? Ether asked urgently. Did Signora return? That woman just wouldn't give up. There. Yes, what is it? So hungry. What? The duo asked, their faces completely deadpan. They were answered by a long, drawn-out growl coming from the Shogun's stomach. Hungry. Need food, the woman said pitifully. You got us worried for that? Paimon cried indignantly. I mean, Paimon understands being hungry, but you're an Archon, former or otherwise. Have some dignity. Have some more dignity than this. You're A right now, aren't you? Either side. Can't you just make something if you're that hungry? A? Ether said reproachfully. You lived for thousands of years. You can cook, right? I'll not dignify that with an answer. Jeez! Paimon exploded. What is it with Archons being such useless excuses for human beings? Hey, the traveler pinched the bridge of his nose. He could already feel a headache coming on. Why are you out here? Didn't you just return to Tenshukaku? I'm sure the Tri-Commission would be more than happy to help you. I cannot do that, the former Archon said. Hey, now is not the time for wounded pride. No. The duo paused as the woman sat up and looked them in the eye. The Shogun was speaking. I cannot do that. My returning would simply cause a power struggle as the loyalists in my camp attempt to reinstall me as a Shogun and depose Yae. But you're the one that made her the new Archon, Paimon said uncomprehendingly. Indeed, the puppet said wryly. You'll find that humans will often resist change. Ether and Paimon could only grimace. She certainly wasn't wrong. The Ogosho surely understood that better than anyone. Okay then, the fairy tried again. But you Archons should change your appearance, right? Couldn't you just pretend to be a normal person and buy some food? Shogun, you... This voice is killing me. Shogun, you must have loads of aura. Hey? Ether said, his voice dripping with disappointment. The woman merely averted her gaze. Another broke Archon, Paimon cheered sarcastically. Who'da thunk it? Who'da thunk it? So you can see my current predicament, the great Narukami attempted to salvage what was left of her dignity. Ether sighed. He was beginning to see a pattern with these Archons. Powerful and divine they may be, they all had terrible life management skills. Alright, he said at length. We'll help you out. Of course we are, Paimon muttered, rolling her eyes. I do not want your pity, the Shogun snapped. Her words were undermined by her stomach letting out another loud, pitiful growl. The duo simply raised a collective eyebrow as the one's face flushed red from humiliation. And consider it a tribute to the great Narukami, Ether drawled. Please, your eternal excellency, grace our home with your illuminated presence. The Shogun coughed delicately into her hand, her face slowly regaining its poise, though the red tint never quite faded. Very well, she said, with all the dignity she could muster. I shall accept your tribute. Roaring Thunder God, indeed, Paimon said sarcastically. Let's just go, Your Excellency, Ether sighed. Hey. I beg your pardon? The former Archon straightened and met his gaze. I am no longer Inazuma's shogun, she said, and as such, I, and the one within, have decided that we must act the part accordingly. While we are in the human world, please refer to me as A. Her eyes softened, and the duo could tell that the inner A was now speaking. Our minds are as one, she explained, so do not feel compelled to treat one any different than the other. Alright then. A. Ether nodded, offering his hand to her, which she gracefully accepted. Well, that speech would have been cooler if you weren't covered in dirt, Paimon said helpfully. Ether really sighed as this set off another argument between her and the shogun. A had expected many things when Ether had offered her shelter in his home. Perhaps House Kamisato had offered him land for his role in ending the Civil War. Perhaps Sangonomiya had done similar in Watsumi. Or perhaps he had taken residence in Tenshukaku itself and was expecting her to disguise herself. A teapot was not quite what she had in mind. He'd explained it as magic conjured by the Adepti of Liyue as a gift for his role in resealing during the Liyue crisis nearly a year ago. The ancient kami and yokai of Inazuma had once wielded such magic, though their practice had long since faded into obscurity during her reign. In hindsight, ridding the land of such magic was perhaps foolish, as an unchanging realm housed within a teapot was certainly a potential eternity. Welcome to the Serenity Teapot, Ether said, as his own personal realm came into being around them. A blinked as she took in the sight around her. His realm seemed to be inspired by the cliffs and mountains of Liyue, with rolling verdant foliage bathed in clouds, creating islands out of the mountaintops. His actual home was a surprisingly tasteful blend of Mansei and Liyue design philosophy. See, my house is just a pile of items stacked on top of each other. Actually, it's not that, because did you know that that's a feature they added later in? I have like 3 islands where it's just like garbage everywhere. It's just like 50 by 50 tiles of like the most garbage buildings I could put on there. And then like there's a 3rd island where they installed that update. I was like, bet, I'm just gonna stack everything in exactly 1 tile. My teapot is such a fucking mess. Holy crap. I've been meaning to like update it for the past 2 years or something. I'm just like, I'll do it eventually, and I just never fucking do it. They've added some neat things to the teapot, though. She was even beginning to see hints of Inazuman design take shape in some of the architecture. It ain't much, but it's ours, Paimon said proudly. It's lovely. And she wasn't even lying. There was a certain charm to the patchwork design of the realm. It spoke to his nature as a traveler, and was distinctly Ether. Let's head inside, the blonde said. I'm sure the others are waiting for us. Others? A repeated. Oh boy, Paimon chuckled evilly. Oh, this is gonna be good. What do you mean by... The woman was interrupted by the front door flinging open and a green blur barreling out straight into Ether's chest. Ether! A blubbering black-haired child wearing an atrociously green outfit cried out, burying his face into the traveler's chestplate. The long-tongued jog is being mean to me again! I insist you not refer to me as such drunkard. An icy voice called from the doorway. A turned to gaze to see a tall, dark-haired gentleman wearing a stylish suit standing at the threshold with arms crossed. What does Joggle even talk like? I am the Rex Slapper. I am the Rex. I don't fucking know. Unless you wish your statue in Mondstadt to be defaced once again. The man met her gaze and lifted a well-groomed eyebrow. And it would seem we have unexpected company. Company? The green bard stopped his blowing and gazed up at her curiously. Who is... No way. Yes way, Paimon said smugly. I suppose it was inevitable, the gentleman sagely. Ether truly seems to draw the attention of the fates, wherever he travels, like moths to a flame. A felt a sense of weight behind the 2 strange men's presence, but she'd only felt such a presence with her fellow... Barbados? She asked incredulously. Morax? They go by Venti and Zhongli now, Ether supplies, shoving the green bard off of him. And they're both in the same boat as you.
These two have been freeloading here for months now,
Paimon huffed.
Howdy, Beelzebub! Fenty said cheerfully. Glad you could join us at the Unemployed Archon Club!
Indeed, Zhongli nodded. Let us enjoy our unemployment peacefully. A was already starting to regret handing over her gnosis. That was a lot of like, I did not expect that much preamble. I thought we would just get straight to this part, but there was like an entire like 3,000 words or something. Let's give the gnosis to Yae, which I feel like, I mean, that's like neat and all, but was that had nothing to do with what we were here for, right? Like we were here for this. No, that was nice. I mean, I'm sure the rest of the 6 chapters are all good, but chat, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I want to go lie down. It doesn't help that I've been like slowly sipping at alcohol. Like I'm not enough to get drunk, but just enough to like have alcohol in my system, right? So like that's the worst amount of alcohol to have, where it's just like you don't feel it. You just feel the negative side effects. Which is terrible. It's terrible. But cool. Thanks for hanging out, chat. If for some reason this was fun, we can do this again. Just let me know. I'll leave the, again, as I said before, I'll leave the VOD up because I started late. So if there were people who wanted to hang out but just missed it because I was not on schedule, it'll be there. You can watch it. But otherwise, I'll catch you when I catch you. Take it easy, chat. Have a good rest of your week. Stay strong. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'm gonna go be sad. I'm gonna go be sad. Good boy, shit. Good boy.